Hola, amigos. Here we are for Screencast number 4 on handout number 5. Days, dates, weather, the last part of our Unit 1 for this year. So you may want to print or look at handout number 5 that goes along with this screencast. Days of the week in Spanish are normally presented as starting on Monday, not Sunday. So on a calendar in a Spanish-speaking country and much of the rest of the world, now don't get confused, they are on the same day we are, but you have to think of taking the Sunday column, moving it to the end of the week and lifting it up one. So this is my American calendar, but a Hispanic calendar would go Tuesday, September 1st, Wednesday the 2nd, Thursday the 3rd, Friday the 4th, Saturday the 5th, Sunday the 6th would appear up here after Saturday. Then the following week would start with Monday the 7th through Sunday the 13th. So yes, they're on the same day we are, but the week is shown as beginning on Monday, making the weekend truly the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, the last 2 days of the week. In much of the rest of the world and in the Spanish-speaking world. So let's print that out, and here's our days of the week. Let's say lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. One more time. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. You'll notice that they're not capitalized on your sheet. Normally, days of the week and months of the year are not capitalized in Spanish. You might sometimes see them with a capital, for example, first letter of a word, or for example, on a calendar where they're like a category across the top, they might be capitalized. But normally, for example, in a sentence, when you say today is Monday, the 2nd of April, neither Monday nor April would be capitalized in a Spanish sentence. Here are the months of the year. And on your sheet above it, it says los meses del año, the months of the year, los días de la semana, the days of the week, which is a word for word, same word order translation. So meses are months, año is year, etc. So your months of the year are very similar to the English ones. They are enero. That's kind of the most different one from January. Then the rest of them are more similar still. Febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, y diciembre. So one more time. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, and noviembre. So this is pretty straightforward. This is not difficult material. A lot of vocab for you. Phrases at the bottom of the page. ¿Qué día es hoy? Is a word for word, what day is today? Let's say, ¿Qué día es hoy? Nice. Hoy es ... For example, hoy es lunes. Today is Monday. Is a word for word. Today is day of the week. The next sentence is ¿Qué fecha es hoy? Which is a word for word. What date is today? So the fecha is the date, like the number of the day of the month that it is. Now, there's a couple of ways to answer these. Just like in English, when someone asks you what day it is, you could say it's Saturday. You could say it's Saturday the 26th. You could say today is Saturday the 26th. You could say today is the 26th. You could even do something like the date is the 26th if you wanted to. So I've given you a couple sample answers here, but the answer is there's more than one way to do it. On your sheet, I've given you es el number, day, month. It's the number of month. And the second version in your sheet is hoy es day, el date, day, month. So the first one would be like, it's the 12th of June. The second one would be like, Today is Wednesday, the 14th of April. One more time. Es el number de month, or hoy es de el date de month, and other ways you can answer it. Observe in that es el number de month that it as a subject in Spanish is basically never stated. So there's no it in that sentence. Es el number de month is the number de month. Invisible it is what I like to call it in Spanish. It as a subject is unstated. Moving down the sheet, the next thing on it says el primero. So there's some special teaching involved in that. When it's the first of the month, they use the special word primero. It's related to English words like premier, things that are first. So it's the ordinal number first is what it is, as opposed to the cardinal number uno. So in the first of the month, they say, like we do, the first, el primero de enero, the 1st of January. And then the other days of the month, they just use the numbers that you're used to, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Good news for you. That way you don't have to learn all of those things like second, third, fourth, fifth in Spanish, which do exist, but you don't have to learn them this year. Many of you have heard of the Mexican holiday, El Cinco de Mayo. You notice it's the 5 of May, not the 5th of May. However, if it's the 1st, then yes, use the ordinal number primero. A few more sentences to round out our work with days and dates. We have, ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? A word for word, when is your birthday? Except that cumpleaños in Spanish really comes from the words for complete year. And you'll notice años at the end of it, the same as days of the months of the year up earlier on the page. Años are years in Spanish. ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? When is your complete year? Mi cumpleaños es el number de month is your answer. Like mi cumpleaños es el 20 de octubre. Or if your birthday was the 1st of a month, you would say mi cumpleaños es el primero de abril. And then we have a couple more questions and answers to use conversation-wise. ¿Cuál es tu día favorito? A word for word, what is your favorite day? Mi día favorito es ... Like mi día favorito es sábado. ¿Cuál es tu mes favorito? What's your favorite month? Your answer, mi mes favorito es abril, or whatever your favorite month is. People with a very keen eye will notice that in some places we use que for what. In other places we use this word cuál for what. There's other circumstances under which cuál means which. So you could think of it as which is your favorite day if you wanted to, but that's the way they do it, and why it's sometimes que and sometimes cuál requires a more detailed grammatical explanation for another day. Then moving to the center right of the page, I haven't yet talked about the weather. We have one question there and a bunch of possible answers. So, ¿Cómo está el clima? What's the weather like? How's the weather? You notice how close that is to ¿Cómo estás tú? How are you? So it's the same kind of structure. ¿Cómo está el clima? Then we have 4 answers that begin with a word called hace, where the H is silent. Hace buen tiempo is a literal, it makes good weather. Hace mal tiempo, it's bad weather. Hace calor, it's hot, a literal, it makes heat. Hace frío, it's cold, a literal, it makes cold. Then there's 4 that begin with está, which is the same word in the question, ¿Cómo está el clima? The same word in the question, ¿Cómo estás tú? Está parcialmente soleado would be, it's partially sunny, partly sunny. Está parcialmente nublado, it's partly cloudy. Está lloviendo, it's raining. Está nevando, it's snowing. Let's say all those one more time. ¿Cómo está el clima? Hace buen tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. Hace calor. Hace frío. Está parcialmente soleado. Está parcialmente nublado. Está lloviendo. And está nevando. So that completes the teaching. You'll notice that, if you need to listen to these more to work on the pronunciation, your Quizlet flashcards pronounce. You can make them pronounce correctly with a a native accent, better than my own American accent. So you can go on Quizlet and hear how to pronounce these to help you out. On the back of the sheet, you'll see there's what's called a guide for conversation masters. We'll be using that a lot at the end of the unit in just a few days and between units 1 and 2 to really crank up the classroom conversation, to have all of the questions and answers that we use for classroom conversation there in one place in front of you. So that is what that is all about. And an observation as I made on Google Classroom, that as I look at homework completion or your remote learning completion, I see a great deal of incomplete work not done. So that's not going to cut it here in this remote hybrid format where you're supposed to be working 3 days a week at home. Very soon, perhaps as early as Monday, I'll begin to enter grades. And at the moment, it looks like there will be a lot of zero entered as grades. So get with the program before the bad grades start to fly. Okay, amigos. Let's see. What else can I tell you today? Oh, yes. You'll see the beautiful art behind me. One of them on my right is the guy, the bullfighter with the bull in a bull ring, where you see the sharp contrast in the bull ring between sun and shade as they're open to the sky. And that's what it's like in a bull ring, where they're here in the sun or the shade. And then the other one is, I'm sorry, I got to do this backwards or it won't come out right. Yeah, the bullfighter with his posse is the other one, basically. They're by a Colombian artist named Fernando Botero. He's still living. He's an elderly man. He's in his later 80s now, and he's a world famous artist, whether or not you have ever heard of him. So those, of course, are prints. Those aren't the real thing because a poor school teacher can't afford that. Fernando Botero es de Colombia. Okay, amigos. Talk to you later. Ciao for now.